Hello, my dear students. Hope all of you are well. And today I will discuss the practical chemistry. Last day I have discussed the dry test. From dry test you will get some idea. Okay, and these tests are not the confirmatory tests. Okay. So what are the confirmatory tests? The confirmatory tests are the weight test. And today I will discuss weight test of some acid radicals. Okay. So before going to the weight test, so we are discussing the weight test for acid radicals. So before going to the acid tests, we have to prepare the solution. Generally, two types of solution here we will use. Okay, one is the aqueous solution or aqueous water extract, and another will be the sodium carbonate extract. If your sample not containing the carbonate, then sodium carbonate extract writing in your exam copy is essential. Okay, it is given by your board, and also it is required for different types of reasons. Suppose you can think about the one salt. Okay, that salt is suppose that lead sulfate. So you can think about lead nitrate. So if you want to test for nitrate radical, when you add sulfuric acid, then there will be precipitate of lead sulfate. But here if you add that sodium carbonate, then what will happen? That lead will be precipitate as lead carbonate. Okay, and there will be no formation of lead sulfate. So you can easily do the confirmatory ring test for that nitrate radical. Okay, so generally if your sample is water soluble, then we have to we can do the acid radical test by water extract, and if you add some sodium carbonate extract to the solution, okay, if there is no formation of precipitate, then you have to go with the water extract. Understand? So what to do? How to prepare water extract? You have to take 1 gram of the salt, and you have to take this salt inside a 100 ml beaker. Then you have to add some distilled water. Always you have to use distilled water because the tap water contains different types of radicals, like there may be in water there may be bleaching powder, there may be Cl- radical, and different types of iron will be present. Okay, so better in laboratory you have to when you do the test, okay, you use distilled water. Okay, only for test purpose, not for washing purpose. Okay, so 1 gram of the salt you have to mix with the distilled water, and you have to shake it properly with a glass rod. Okay, then you have to apply heat, then you have to cool, and you have to filter. And if you are filtered, you take very small portion in a test tube, and if you evaporate, if there is residue, that means there is some water water extract, that means there is some water soluble salt. Hope you can understand what I am telling. So if the salt is soluble in water, then also you can take some saturated solution of sodium carbonate, and if you add there, if there is no precipitate, then you can also tell it the water extract. Okay, then you can go with this solution. Okay, you can do the acid radical test. And another thing, that if your salt not containing that carbonate, okay, or you can tell that in case of salt is not completely soluble in water, the aqueous solution gives precipitate with the saturated solution of sodium carbonate, then the confirmatory test for the anions, that means acid radicals, are carried out with sodium carbonate extract. So what to do? You have to take that 0.5 gram of salt sample. Then you have to add 3 times, okay, 3 times sodium carbonate, okay, sodium carbonate, here you can take sodium carbonate. So 1.5 gram sodium carbonate. This mixture you have to taken in a 100 ml beaker. Then you have to add minimum 30 to 40 cc distilled water. Then you have to boil this solution for 5 minutes. Then this solution is filtered, and the filtrate is called sodium carbonate extract. Hope you can understand. So in this way, in some cases we will take the water extract, and in some cases wherever is required, okay, that I have already discussed, sodium carbonate extract we have to take for weight test of acid radical. So next, one by one, some radicals today I will discuss. First one is for carbonate radical. Carbonate radical, we should not take sodium carbonate extract. So you have to take a pinch of salt and you have to dissolve in distilled water. Then we have to filter it. And the filtered solution, we have to add dilute HCl. Okay, if we add dilute HCl, if there is carbonate, definitely there will be formation of brick effervescence and evolution of carbon dioxide gas. And if you have some arrangement like this, one test tube that will be fitted with a cord, okay, and there will be some deliver tube, bent tube, okay, and this bent tube, so here you have taken sample, and you are adding dilute HCl, definitely there will be formation of CO2 gas. And here another test tube, you have to take lime water, the lime water. So if you pass this gas, carbon dioxide gas, through lime water, definitely there will be formation of milky appearance, okay, and if you pass excess, then it will be soluble. Actually what is happening, that lime water is calcium hydroxide, is reacting with carbon dioxide forming calcium carbonate, and when you are passing excess carbon dioxide, it is forming that soluble bicarbonate, calcium bicarbonate, okay. And if you pass this gas through KMnO4 solution, okay, acidified KMnO4 solution you can take, or only KMnO4 solution, then it cannot decolorize the purple color of the KMnO4 solution. It also cannot decolorize the acidified potassium dichromate solution. Then you can confirm that the gas is present carbon dioxide, and you can confirm that the radical is present is carbonate radical. So in this way you can easily confirm that carbonate radical is present in your salt. Okay, actually now in your syllabus there will be only one cation and one anion. So definitely whenever you will get one indication of the anion, that means you are confirmed. Okay, this is the old test of the confirmatory test. So if you confirm one anion, then other test you need not to do. If you are lucky, then within 2-3 tests you will get. Otherwise, if you are not getting any confirmatory results, okay, then you have to do one by one. Okay, systematic way you have to do. So next is to another portion of the filtrate, we can add that magnesium sulfate solution. If there is a white PPT in cold condition, that confirms that the presence of the soluble carbonate. Suppose if your ammonium carbonate is there, so ammonium carbonate, if you saturated solution of ammonium carbonate if you take, then if you add magnesium sulfate, then there will be formation of magnesium carbonate and ammonium sulfate. So magnesium carbonate is insoluble. So from there also you can confirm that carbonate is soluble. Next we will discuss that the sulfite SO3 2- radical. So how to confirm that sulfite radical? You can do the barium chloride test, BaCl2 test. Now how to perform barium chloride test? Barium chloride solution are already kept in your reagent rack. So you have to first take that sodium carbonate extract, then you will add barium chloride solution. Okay. Then what will happen? Definitely, if your sample salt contains SO3 2-, it will form barium sulfite. Okay. Definitely there will be formation of a white PPT, and this PPT will be dissolved in dilute HCl with evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. So in this way you can confirm that your sample contains that sulfite radical SO3 2-. Okay. Another you can do that potassium permanganate test. Potassium permanganate test. Now how will you perform this test? You have to take another portion of this extract, okay. Then again you have to add this barium chloride, then there will be formation of white precipitate. Then you have to filter this white precipitate and few drops of acidified potassium permanganate solution you have to add. And the pink color or purple color of the potassium permanganate will disappear, okay. Then you can confirm that there is sulfide radical, okay. That means SO3 2 minus, okay, SO3 2 minus. In this way you can, by these two tests, okay, you can easily confirm. This test is very good barium chloride test, by which you can confirm that sulfide radical is present. Next we will discuss that sulfate radical, SO4 2 minus. Here also we will perform that barium chloride test. So to a part, okay, one part, here we add dilute HCl. Sodium, if we take sodium carbonate extract, okay, sodium carbonate extract, then we will add dilute HCl, okay, then we will add that barium chloride solution. So we will get definitely a white PPT, and that PPT will not be soluble in dilute HCl. If it is not soluble in dilute HCl, it is insoluble, then it is nothing but barium sulfate. Barium sulfate, all of you know that is insoluble. So in this way you can confirm that sulfate radical is present. Another test you can do, that is the lead acetate test. Lead acetate test. So in this case you have to take another part, okay. You can take very little, 1 to 2 ml of sodium carbonate extract, then you add dilute acetic acid, okay, and you have to boil, then you cool, then you have to add lead acetate solution. A white precipitation of the lead sulfate will be formed, okay, and that is which will be soluble in excess hot ammonium acetate. So in this way also you can confirm that your sample contains sulfate radical. Hope you can understand. So when I will go to the lab, when I will get chance, okay, I will perform this or demonstrate this test, okay, then I will give you video. Now today I am discussing the theory of this weight test for the acid radical. All of you will purchase one ISC practical chemistry book and you have to read thoroughly, as well as you will practice the reactions, okay. If you have the sound knowledge on the theory of this practical, then you can easily perform this practical, okay, when there will be practical exam. Next we will discuss that sulfide radical, H2 minus. So again we have to take that sodium carbonate extract, then we will add sodium nitroprusside solution, and in case of adding of sodium nitroprusside solution, definitely there will be formation of a violet cardinal. That will convert that sulfide radical is present, H2 minus. And another we can do the lead acetate test. To another sodium carbonate extract, we have to add the dilute acetic acid, okay, and we have to boil, then we have to cool, then we have to add the lead acetate solution, okay, and this lead acetate will form a black PPT of lead sulfide. So in this way also we can confirm that sulfide radical is present, okay. Okay, that you will write this confirm. And in sodium carbonate extract, why we are using that acid? Because if there is carbonate, okay, then we are adding acid to boil off this carbon dioxide. Until there is evaporation, we have to add this acid solution, okay. That in case of suppose you are doing the test for the chloride, you should not add HCl. Then you have to add the nitric acid, okay. Hope you can understand. So whenever we are doing the lead acetate solution, we are adding that acetic acid solution and we are applying heat, okay. Next we will discuss that NO2 minus radical. NO2 minus is nitride radical. So in case of nitride radical, we have to take 1 ml. We know that nitrate are soluble, water soluble, okay. So we have to take 1 ml of water extract and then 2-3 drops of acetic acid we have to add. Then 2 ml of freshly prepared ferrous solution is added. Then we will get a dark brown solution that will also confirm that NO2 minus is present. Okay. Another we can do that potassium iodide test. So in this case, we have to take the water extract, then we have to add 3 drops of dilute sulfuric acid, then we have to add 1 ml of potassium iodide solution, and then we have to add 2-3 drops of starch solution. Blue coloration, okay, that iodine in presence of starch will form blue coloration, so blue coloration will result, and that will confirm that NO2 minus radical is present. Okay. Next we will discuss that NO3 minus radical. That is the nitrate radical. Nitrate radical, first you are doing the dye test, so here also you can take the sample mixture and then you add concentrated sulfuric acid and apply heat. If there is reddish brown fume, definitely that will be NO2 gas, okay. And if you add copper turnings to this mixture, okay, acid and salt mixture, then if you apply heat, then the NO2 gas density will be intensified. That means reddish brown color will be intensified. So in this way also you can confirm that your sample contains NO3 minus radical, nitrate radical. And another very important reaction is the ring test, round ring test. So first you have to take the sodium carbonate extract, then you have to add dilute acid, acetic acid, and you have to boil. The carbon dioxide will be boiled up, then it will be cooled, then we have to add freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Then this solution you have to take in a test tube, and your angle should be 45 degree, like this. This is your solution, and here by a beaker, okay, or by a bottle, you have to add concentrated sulfuric acid, drop by drop, concentrated sulfuric acid to this side of the test. You have to add the concentrated sulfuric acid side. So slowly, as it is heavier, it will go to the bottom, and then there will be formation of a layer. Okay, it will go to the formation of a brown layer. If there is formation of a brown layer, if there is at the junction, there is formation of brown layer, there is brown layer or brown ring, then you can confirm that your sample contains nitrate radical. So in this way we can confirm also nitrate radical. So today up to this, next day we will discuss the other radicals like chloride, bromide, iodide, acetate. Okay, so thank you.